Silver Linings Playbook by Megan Hanratty, Abby Andrews, and Manuel Vera. This playbook, Patrick Pat Solitano is a charming yet unpredictable 30-year-old adult diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He has just been released from a mental health facility and struggles with the new knowledge of a disorder while striving to win back his wife, Nikki, despite his restraining order. He lives by the new model Excelsior and aims to find the silver linings in life by appreciating small developments. He experiences manic episodes and delusions and is often haunted by the image of walking in on his wife and the history teacher in the shower while they are playing his wedding song. His father also struggles with gambling and OCD, showing that his mental disorder is possibly genetic. He has poor social skills and often says what is immediately on his mind. He meets Tiffany, a girl with similar experiences, who helps him to develop a strategy to cope with his episodes. She provides a creative outlet and disciplined schedule through their participation in a dance contest, which allows him to gain a friend and eventually fall in love. Pat is impulsive and flawed, but he has a genuine personality that is likable.
Also known as manic depressive, and is characterized by extreme mood shifts. These mood shifts consist of episodes of mania. Symptoms for bipolar disorder are mania, which is increased goal-directed activity, risky activities, decreased need for sleep, more talkative, racing thoughts, and easily distracted. And you must have at least 3 of these symptoms and occur for over 1 week. Experiences the 2 main symptoms that can be used to diagnose bipolar disorder. In his manic episodes, he experiences increased goal-directed activity, which includes working out and reading his wife's reading list in order to win her back. In these manic episodes, he also sleeps very little and is easily distracted by his thoughts. Pat's anger is shown when he finds his wife in the shower with another man and nearly kills him, and also when he is reading a book and throws it out the window as a result of disliking the ending. The delusions Pat experiences involve believing that his wife and the history teacher, who she had an affair with, are conspiring against him. Since Pat Solana mainly experiences manic episodes, we've diagnosed him with bipolar 1 disorder instead of bipolar 2, since depressive episodes can happen in bipolar 1 but are not a requirement.
Does a great job at capturing the volatility of emotions that Pat goes through, especially his rapid and sudden switch between moods. As Ivy highlighted, Pat experiences several severe mood swings and manic episodes, which are explicitly listed in the DSM-5 as primary symptoms of bipolar disorder. The DSM-5 also categorizes an increasing goal-directed activity as a recurring symptom of bipolar disorder, shown through Pat's unreasonable aim at learning his wife's entire class syllabus in an attempt to impress her. However, a caveat listed in the DSM-5 is that these symptoms do not stem from substance misuse. Pat fulfills this condition as he consistently refuses to take his medicine during the course of the movie. In short, the movie does a stellar job of portraying the emotional turmoil that patients with bipolar disorder go through, but is not without its flaws. According to Dr. Young of Psychology Today, the movie essentially wrapped things up too nicely for the protagonists. In a real-world scenario with such diagnoses, a successful dance routine is an unrealistic expectation to diffuse the chaotic emotional turmoil which they had just gone through. It is simply too much of a happy ending. Also, the doctor seemed like a very problematic character, as he would purposely trigger Pat in his office, knowing how violent Pat could become. He also acted very unprofessional when he saw Pat outside of his office at the football game. Such actions would be extremely frowned upon for any psychologist, and quite frankly simply unrealistic. Quite often we hear people toss around the term bipolar to the point where our society loses sight of the actual significance of this disorder. Here we see how bipolar disorder is more than simply mood swings and rash decisions. Pat's intense outbursts and lack of ability to recognize social cues and norms emphasize the severity of this disease. His violent attack toward his wife's lover, which the movie is centered upon, isn't an anomaly, but isn't a trend either. In short, this movie shows us how bipolar disorder can have a significant toll on a person's daily life and interactions, but it ultimately shows that this disease does not define a person.